What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lester Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is my 2026 NFL playoff predictions. Now, a little later than what I usually do, but still out before the season, so how about that? So, today we're going to have our playoffs schedule, I guess, standings, and we're going to go through it. We're going to have the seedings, and then I'm going to explain why for each one. I'm not confident about this video because AFC and even the NFC, there's a lot of teams that feel like they're playoff teams, but they're not going to be once the season starts. So let's get started with the AFC. So let's talk about each individual. I think the Bills have an easier schedule than the Ravens and the Chiefs, so that's why I have them at number one. I think the Ravens are a fantastic team, and I think they still will be the number 2 seed. Chiefs have it a little bit hard, in my opinion, with the Broncos, with the Raiders, with the Chargers. So I have them here at 3. Still a great team, though. Just maybe won't replicate exactly what they did last year. Texans is in probably the easiest division in the AFC, but I don't believe in them as much as a team compared to the other teams. So yeah, and then let's talk about the wild card. So Broncos are here because I feel confident that the defense is going to be good. I feel like the offense is maybe the only thing, but I think there's going to be... I just absolutely dropped my phone. It sounds like I just shattered it. I believe in Sean Payton and the offense really growing and becoming a great team together. Then you have the Bengals, who I think offensively is phenomenal. I think from last year they had to learn that somewhat defensively they had to change something. So if they don't, I could see them really falling out the playoffs. This is a team that I really see, but got to be honest with you. To me, the Bengals just make too much sense to be a team that makes the playoffs because I just think they have the offense to do it. Is it the defense? That's the only thing. Chargers here at number 7. I'm really hyped for the Chargers this year, more than not. Teams that could have made it over the Chargers, though, like the Patriots, the Raiders maybe, Jaguars, depending on how things go entirely, they could really just win the division. Then maybe Texans fall in 7. I'm trying to think of some other teams. Dolphins, but I don't expect Dolphins to make the playoffs. I don't expect really much other teams to make the playoffs. If maybe Titans on a crazy run with Cam Ward. I'm trying to just think. Titans, no. Who else am I thinking? No, that's about it. I would say this. I'm very confident in this. So this is who I have. This is who I'm going. And let's talk about the winners. So Ravens and Chargers, I have the Ravens winning. I really do believe the Ravens would beat the Chargers scenario. Chiefs and Bengals. Defense can't keep up with the Patrick Mahomes offense, so I have the Chiefs winning here. And then you have Texans and Broncos, which I am going to go Broncos. Now, I almost debated on going Texans, but I think the Broncos, just as a defensive team, help their offense a little bit. I got to go them, and I think the Broncos would win in this scenario. Up next, we have the NFC. So Eagles, I feel like, have a pretty decent schedule that could be easy depending on the Commanders. I think the Lions' schedule is going to be really hard. I think the Falcons would be easier, so maybe that's why they go up more than the Rams. And I think that NFC West is going to be very competitive. So Eagles here at number 1, Lions here at number 2. I think they would beat out a Vikings, which I think the Vikings are going to take a little bit of a step back because they're going to go a little younger with J.J. McCarthy. It's going to take a little bit more time. Falcons bolstered and boosted their defense, so I would imagine they do good. Hopefully Michael Penix can be well off. Then you have the Rams here. I am really high on the Rams this year. I think they have a great young defense. I think they have a really great offense, and so I wonder what's going to happen with this Rams team when it comes down to that. But Commanders, I almost debated on over Eagles, not going to lie, but I debated, and I really realized that the Commanders, I think, are still young. Depending on what happens with Terry McLaurin, I still have them at 5. Packers with Jordan Love, the team defensively is pretty good, and then you have the offense weapons that are depth, and everybody feels like they could be a really good wide receiver 2 at the time. I have Packers here at number 6. And then Buccaneers is a team that I feel like they just have to make it somehow, some way. Maybe they beat out the Falcons, but I really do believe the Falcons this year will win over the Buccaneers. Teams to consider, maybe the Cowboys, not really hyped on them as much. Not hype on the Giants either. Trying to think of other divisions. Saints, no. Panthers, maybe if Bryce Young's going crazy. Probably not. I just need to look. Vikings could, truthfully. Bears could, truthfully. Just that whole division's crazy right now. So, not entirely hype. 49ers could. Not really as hype on the 49ers, to be honest with you, as other people are, especially with all the injuries. I don't know why I'm blanking. The Cardinals, maybe, and then Seahawks. But I think Seahawks will take a step back with Sam Darnold and everybody there. Winner for me, Lions. I have Falcons beating the Packers. That's a little bit of a hard one to say. But I do have the Falcons winning because I think the Falcons offense will be booming, and then I think their defense will hopefully grow. And then Rams and Commanders, I have the Rams. I think this Rams team is just a veteran team with really good head coaching staff, and I have the Rams winning here at number with the 4th. Now we go to AFC again. Bills, not Texans. I just realized it's supposed to be Broncos. Oopsie daisy. We're going to skip this one and go fast. Bills, I think, will beat the Broncos, to be honest with you. Ravens and Chiefs, I have the Ravens winning. I'm sorry, Chiefs fans. I really do believe the Ravens and the Chiefs especially aren't going to be as good as they were this last year. I think the Ravens will be better. Then you look at the NFC. I think the Eagles versus Rams, I expect the Rams to win. So this is maybe the hardest call, but I really do think that this Rams team with a Devontae Adams, with a Puka, with a Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, this team is really good. This Rams team is really good, and I think offensively it's good. Then you have your young guys like Jared Verse. You have some younger guys growing and becoming really good defensively for the Rams. It looked like it was going to be a rebuild year last year. It looked really pretty good. So Rams here. Got him with the win. Lions versus Falcons. It's going to be the Lions for me. I truthfully think the Lions will easily beat the Falcons. They have most of their team coming back other than some coordinators, and I think that's about it. So the Lions might have to grow on that, but I think Dan Campbell's mind will still help with this team. AFC, Bills versus Ravens. Sorry, Bills fans. Still not making the Super Bowl just yet. I have the Ravens here. I really do believe the Ravens are a fantastic team, and I think they've gotten slightly better from last year. I think you look at defensively, Jared Alexander has joined the team. Malachi Starks is there. I think defensively they added some tough weapons, and I think for offensively they have about the same, but then I think you add like a DeAndre Hopkins. It's a little bit more depth for them. Lions versus Rams. The Rams Cinderella run comes to the end. I do believe the Lions are going to be really good this year. I think they'll have the same team mostly with Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams stepping up. And then I just wonder how well offensively, defensively will they fully do. I still believe the team will still be great, and I think that people have inherited some genes from like the Lions and how they've had in the past. So I believe Lions will still be good, which means my Super Bowl is the Lions versus the Ravens. This would be a really good matchup. I actually really hope we get some matchup like this, but I have the Ravens winning. I think the Ravens are a team that offensively sometimes can't be stopped. Depending on how the Lions do during the regular season, it's going to really show if they can contain a Lamar Jackson. But I think the defensive side of the Ravens football is really heavy as well, where they could stop a Jared Goff, for example. But I have the Ravens winning, and I feel pretty confident with this one. I feel like the Ravens are a team that is going to be looking to beat. Obviously, the Chiefs should be favorites. Obviously, Bills should be favorites. Eagles should be favorites. But I really do believe the Ravens will be a really good team this year, and I believe the Ravens will go far. Other than that, because enjoy, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.